Okay, one of the things that seems to come up a lot, how do I make scales sound like jazz? Good question. Here's a bit of advice I remember reading once. Don't play the notes stepwise, play the scale with different intervals and mix it up. Stepwise scales are the sign of the fingers, not the ears being in control. Okay, hands up if you've heard something like that before. Yeah, seems like good advice, right? Make music out of scales, don't just play them predictably. Okay, well, let's go and check out some jazz records and see what they do. Oh. So, jazz is full of scales and they all sound awesome. I mean, here's a line by Wayne Shorter, it doesn't even fit the chord. This is B major over E7. I mean, if Wayne Shorter was taking chord scale theory, he would have failed. Still, it sounds great. And you should keep your ears out because these things are everywhere. Right, let's go back to the Blue Mitchell example. So this is just basically a B-flat melodic minor scale, which goes on, it's teeing up a B-flat minor major 7th chord. It goes 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let's play it slowly. It's not quite a straight scale in that it doubles back a little bit. We go 1, 2. Then we go up again. We get this da boom. We get a cool Charleston rhythm. Charleston da do da dum. Now this is ending on the 3rd of B flat melodic minor, or B flat minor major 7th, which is D flat. So that's one thing. We also start on the upbeat. 1, 2, okay. Starting the upbeat is a really good way to sort of inject a bit of grease into your music generally. And we target that note. So this is a pickup actually. It occurs before the first beat of a solo. So we're not actually in the top of the form when we play this thing. So that's what happens before the beginning of the solo. Is like going, ta-da, here I am. Kind of a shape. A really good example of a run that does this is Charlie Parker's very famous run on A Night in Tunisia. And actually one major difference between pros and amateurs is that pros play into the chord, so they anticipate and then they resolve into the chord, often by quite a large amount. Amateurs tend to play on the chords once they've already happened. Miles Davis himself, a very prolific scale player, said that everything's a pickup. If you want to find out more about this, I'd recommend Hal Galper's Forward Motion, which is a very cool book. The main thing is that we're not looking where we are, we're aiming for something. And what we're aiming for in this example is the 3rd of the B flat minor chord on the first beat. And here's some more examples of the same type of thing. Now, in these examples, they're both from Miles Davis's solo on the tune 4. You actually have a change of scale happening. So we start off, it's in the E flat, but we have the A flat major. So we're kind of playing, if you like, A flat Lydian over the top of that. So 1. So like that kind of thing, right? And the other one's a bit like that as well, although it starts a little bit later. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's got like a little bit of an overspill into the next chord, but it does the same sort of job. And even like that crazy Wayne Shorter one, where we got the B major over E7, we're still kind of doing this. We're going 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we end up on B, which is a perfectly legitimate chord tone of E7, even though some of the other notes don't quite line up. Although, interestingly, all the notes on the beat all fit some version of E7. Coincidence? I guess we'll never know. So how can we practice this? Well, we need to build up these runs in reverse. So start with the aim in mind. What we're going to do is we're going to start with beat 1, chord tone, C major, keep it simple. We're going to build up a C major scale in reverse, going one note each time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. That gives you more swing, I think. I find it really helpful to practice things that way. You can do that with any line. But let's shake things up a little harmonically by doing the exact same thing, running a G altered scale into a C chord tone. So we're going to go, same thing again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Okay? Sounds a lot cooler, right? And as I say, you can practice any lick this way, and you probably should. Of course, we will want to combine our scale use with other devices such as arpeggios, patterns, and licks, sort of thing I've been talking about in other lessons. So here's an example from Hank Mobley's legendary solo on If I Should Lose You, Soul Station, great album. I think everybody's transcribed something off Soul Station. And this is basically a D minor scale, so D harmonic minor. Then we go a D minor triad at the end. How it works is this: we've got a little chromatic passing tone, like that. But it's on the, it's kind of a 16th note, so it goes by really quickly. So you can look at that harmonic minor scale as starting on beat 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And resolving to F, which is the third of D minor on beat 1 of the next bar. We put in the chromatic 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then if we put in the D minor triad, which is a way of extending into that next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hip, right? Simple, sounds great. Harmonically, nothing complicated going on at all. We're playing basically the most obvious possible option on a minor 2-5-1, which is D harmonic minor scale going to a D minor triad. Couldn't really be simpler harmonically, and yet it sounds hip. We're not just limited to using just 8th note rhythms. Soon after his epic scale that I just showed you a second ago, Mitchell plays another epic scale. And this is basically B flat melodic minor, starting on F this time, or the 5th, and he has a third on top. Yeah, 11th, 13th, 11th, right? So, and he changes the rhythm, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and actually plays the upbeats quite long. Okay. Use this rhythmic device, da 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 da. It sounds great on any scale and indeed any arpeggio, and it's a good way of playing stuff when it's a fast tempo kind of tune. I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a good way of injecting a bit of jazz without necessarily having to go 8th notes all the time, right? You don't have to come up with anything clever to make music sound great. As long as it swings, it's always going to sound good. And hopefully I've shown you a few ways to swing straight scales. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe.